Welcome back, Stalkers, and welcome back to a new video. So today we have a lot to talk about. We have some good news because GSE has finally shared a roadmap for 2025, or well, more specifically, the game update list for the Q2 of 2025 with everything that they're gonna be working on, and there are some really nice things to go through here. Now first we're gonna be going through the message, and then we're gonna be going through all of the updates that we can expect. So this is what they said in their official post. Stalkers, since launch we have been digging into your feedback and aligning it with our own plans and vision for improving and enhancing the gameplay experience. Q1 was all about tackling the big issues, 2 major updates and multiple hot fixes rolled out, building on the last year's patches. The zone is evolving and will continue to. Throughout the year we will be delivering updates and hotfixes dedicated to making the game better in every aspect, with proper planning, double testing, internal and closed beta for big updates of all of the features and fixes, and your feedback. Stalker 2 will become the game we imagined and you deserve. To keep things clear and on track, we're breaking the roadmap down into quarterly updates. Every 3 months you'll get a full scoop on what's coming. Patch notes will confirm when it's live in-game. Now, if we take a look at the game update list, we can see that 4 of these things have been kinda, crossed out. So which means critical A-Life fixes, because they have been working on that, because, well, A-Life was pretty much paused on the release of the game and it wasn't activated until pretty much these past 2 updates. They also said that they crossed out the ongoing stabilization and visual improvements, the free Lodochka and other blockers removal, which were stopping people from actually progressing in the game, and they just couldn't continue, and also the new controller ability and squirrels. Now, speaking of the upcoming updates, well, first off we have the beta mod SDK kit, which basically means that they will be releasing modding tools for Stalker 2. This is amazing because, well, if you look at previous Stalker games and all of the mods and overhauls and mod packs which have been kinda popping up, especially Anomaly like Gamma, which was pretty much out there before, Stalker 2 came out, and it was maybe the most mainstream mod pack out of all of them. So they said this, the closed beta with the mod makers to test the mod kit, so they're gonna be doing a closed beta with all of the modders that you can probably think about, which played a crucial role in modding previous Stalker games, which I'm really looking forward to. Now, they also said they will release the beta mod SDK pretty much for everyone, so we can test it out, and the mod guide will be provided by s.t.a.l.k.e.r, of all places. Now, also they said mod.io and Steam Workshop integrations are going to be happening, so that's also a big plus because, well, for some people, if you have like modding kinda streamlined and they can, just add a mod and it works just like that without manual installation, well, this is going to be great for everyone to kinda, work on it. And also at the same time, like, it doesn't really say that, mods are gonna be available on console, because right now we just have the mod kit, SDK, and that's about it. So, PC is guaranteed, but when it comes to consoles, well, we have to wait for more details if that's going to be available or not. They also mentioned the upcoming A-Life and AI updates, so they are going to add the persistent A-Life improvements, as it should be. They said smarter human combat, better cover flanking use with limited grenades, so this makes sense because, let's face it, AI in this game is a bit tricky. Even with some of the changes they have been implementing, things are still kinda not working as intended because, well, AI is, they're going to try and flank you, of course, but they're still gonna be making some very dumb choices, which pretty much makes it very easy for you to take them out. Also, they're going to add that mutants are gonna be eating corpses. Yes, that's nice for just a, immersion standpoint, and also mutants are going to react to threats, so that's cool. They're also going to add mutant loot, so once you actually kill a mutant, you will be able to get some loot from them. This makes sense because the previous Stalker game had it, and it also makes sense from the monetary perspective, because if you're wasting so much ammo on, let's say, a mutant, it makes sense that you take something out of it to either sell, or maybe we're gonna be getting some stuff that we can use with it. I don't know how far they're gonna be going with this, but at least the mutant loot is coming and it's going to be present in the game. They're also going to add the shader compilation skip, which I think is something a lot of people have been asking, because, well, every single time you go into the game, there is the shader compilation, which can kind of take a long time, especially on some PCs. So these things, having them like kind of skipped in a sense, I think this is a huge upgrade for the game. They're also going to increase the player stash window, which makes sense because the one that we have is a bit limited if you ask me, and I think from just the UI perspective, to make things a bit more streamlined and easier to navigate, especially later on once you have a lot more equipment, is very much needed. So this increase is definitely something that the community has been asking for, and I'm glad that they're actually going to do it. They're also going to add the widescreen aspect ratio support, or well, they're going to be working more on it, so that's also a positive for everyone who is using widescreens and is, you know, having issues right now. They're also adding 2 new weapons. So far we don't have any information what those 2 new weapons are going to be, but well, they're going to be added within the update, so not a DLC or anything like that as it says here. So again, these 2 new weapons are going to be free. They also said further stabilization, optimization, and anomalies fixing. So, I mean, it makes sense. Every single time they do a big update or even hotfixes for everything mentioned above, they're obviously gonna be tackling all of the other issues and problems that the game has, and they're gonna be patching them. So on that standpoint, I think this is really nice that they're going to actually continue to update the game even more, support it, and basically change how the game works and functions, because when you start streamlining and optimizing things, new ideas will going to appear. And also for the end, they said that the STALKER original trilogy is going to be getting the next gen update, so keep a lookout for that if you wanted to replay the old STALKER trilogy games, and maybe if you haven't and you were waiting for something, well, there is going to be the next gen update that you can actually check out. Now, so far we don't know if these next gen updates are going to be free or not at the time of me, you know, doing this video, so you kind of have to wait for that information to come out. And also down here it says mission targets may be moved from Q2 to later dates in case of zone instability. So look, none of these things, like at least the release dates, are gonna be set in stone, but as they start working on it, as they start, you know, expanding the game and adding all of these things, hopefully they're going to be on time. But if they're moved, you know, moved to a later date, well, it's not going to be a huge surprise. So overall, I'm really happy that they're actually sharing the update list, or well, roadmap, just so we can kinda, you know what to expect from the game and what they have in store for us. I think this makes things a lot more streamlined for the, you know, community as well, because at least now we have things that we can look forward to and we know what they're going to be. Now, I do think that this is, you know, again, just for Q2 2025, so later on in 2026. I'm pretty sure they're going to continue to update the game, because it makes sense from every standpoint to continue to evolve this game for, you know, new purchases, and for everyone else who is maybe waiting for more updates to go back into the game and play it, or, you know, just replay it in general. So having these things in front of us, it's pretty good. Especially because, well, 2 of my favorite things that they mentioned here, well, A-Life AI updates, that's cool, and mutant loot, which is going to be a big thing. Now, for everything else, well, we have to wait for more information until, you know, more patch notes come out, and of course, once that happens, I will cover it as well. Now, as far as the DLCs are concerned, so far we don't have any information about them so far. I honestly think that some of the things they have been talking about, like paid DLCs, or well, upcoming DLCs that you're gonna be getting in the game, are probably going to be done after everything else is fixed, because it makes every sense to fix the foundation of the game and then for everything to work well within the base game until you start adding more things on top of it. But when you have a mod kit, and especially if it's going to be a powerful one, then this is going to be huge, because, well, most of the previous STALKER games that people played were pretty much, you know, anomaly mod packs and everything, which can make the game really stand out. And not just that, but people can start adding more features within the game, which is going to kinda allow you to pretty much take mods and create your own version of STALKER 2 how you want to play it and what things you want to see in the game or not. But for the time being, this is pretty much everything we know about it so far. Of course, I will cover everything in the future which they release, so if you wanna stay updated with everything Stalker 2 related, don't forget to subscribe for more, and let me know down below in the comments, what do you think about all of this, and maybe there is going to be something which is not on the list, and maybe you want to see it in the game itself. I'm pretty sure that developers do actually read a lot of these like feedbacks which they have been mentioning, so if you leave a comment, maybe one of the devs is going to look at it and they're going to say, well, this makes sense, maybe we're going to add it. Also, if you want to stay updated with everything that the community is doing and that we're actually talking about, don't forget to check us out on Twitter and Discord. Also, huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out, and I will see you very soon with a new video. But for the time being, get out of here, Stalker.